Awesome. Hey, everybody. Aloha. Welcome. Welcome to the Golden Ticket. I'm so stoked that you guys are all here. I am fired up about this call. Me and Rai have been talking now for a couple months. And we actually had to skip last month because we're all on Maui together, which was super fun. And so here we are this month. And I just want to say thank you for showing up. I'm a little nervous. I'm so excited about this call. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just know, Rai, you are going to bring it, and you're going to really show us and teach us so much about, this industry. And I before I introduce you, I want to just give a little bit of history about how this call came about, a little tiny bit about my story, so y'all know who I am if this is the first time seeing me. But my business ally, Miss Jennifer Alice Murray, and I have been working together for the last couple of years building, and we love to talk about products, we love to talk about our company, but we both realized that there wasn't really a platform for people to show up, to come to learn about this industry and learn why it's so misunderstood. It's one of the most misunderstood industries in the world. And for me personally, been involved nearly 9 years. It's always been my vision, my biggest kind of what turns me on the most and what I get excited about the most is when I can see that light bulb going off for someone when they realize that the vehicle to change their life just landed in their hand. I really love to inspire and show people the vision of what this can do for their life. And I think so many people get afraid to talk about that part of what we have our hands on. And so we wanted to create something that people could come to, bring their guests. If you're a guest, thank you so much for being here. Bring their guests and really just come to learn why this is not only a better way, but truly the best way to become the best version of yourself and really create the life of your dreams. So speaking of dreams, I'm just going to reverse about 9 years before I pass it over to Rai. I found myself as a busy mom of 2 girls. I live here on the most beautiful island of Kauai. I feel so blessed to call this my home. But I found myself in a really interesting situation. I found myself working really hard as an entrepreneur, self-made entrepreneur, had a great jewelry design company. I was also a waitress. I was juggling a few different things to make ends meet, but also hopefully to put a little money in my nest egg to get me to those dreams that were up on the shelf that I really hoped that I would one day be able to get to. And I realized, because I'm a realist, and I realized that if I kept doing the same things over and over that I was doing, I was going to be in the exact same place 5 years down the road. Now I knew I could work a little harder, I could add more things to my plate, but that would just take more time away from my kids and really spending time with the people that I loved. And I realized that what I was doing is I was trading my time for money. And not that that's, a bad thing, but I was like, what is the most important thing in my life was spending time with my family, spending time with my kids, being the mom that I wanted to be. I was, didn't want to be stressed out all the time. And so, I joke and I say, sometimes when you're on your knees praying or you're wishing for something to be different, I remember thinking like, there has to be a way out of this hamster wheel. Like, I don't want to just work my whole life and miss out on some of the most amazing things that I could have done if I wasn't working all the time. And sometimes things show up in unusual packages. And for me, that was a simple text. And maybe that's how you landed on this call. A friend reached out or you got a text message. And it basically was a text to look at some products that were changing her family's life. And I said, what do I have to lose? And so I went and I listened to this information. And little did I know that that information was going to completely change the rest of my life. So if you are here for the first time, or if you're listening to the recording, I want you to have an open mind, because what I did have was I didn't have a lot of knowledge at the time, but I had an open mind to want to learn. And so I opened up the little box, Pandora's box, and I dove all in. I became obsessed with learning about successful people, not just network marketers and network marketing, but I wanted to learn about people that were super successful in their life and how they got there. Jim Rohn became a big mentor of mine in the beginning, and he really taught me a different philosophy that we're all kind of given the same things in life, and it really depends on what you do with what you're given. And I read a book called The Cash Flow Quadrant. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, but I learned about the different quadrants, and I learned how there's the employee and the self-employed on the left side of the quadrant, or the small business owner, and on the right side there's the big business owner and the investor. Now, the wild thing is 95% of people are on the left side, and they'll never make their way over to the right side, meaning only 5% of people end up on the right side of the quadrant. Now, what's even more crazy is 95% of the wealth is on the right side of the quadrant with those 5% of the people. So I remember thinking, okay, how do I get from the left side to the right side? Now, I didn't want, and it's important for me to say that it's not all about the money. Like, I don't, I think a lot of people think, oh, network marketers, they just care about money. They want to make a bunch of money. But for me, it wasn't about becoming rich. It was about getting my life back. It was about really being able to spend time with the people that I loved and having the choices to do what I wanted to do and not being a slave in that hamster wheel. Because that's what I figured out, that these successful people figured it out. They figured out how to go from the left side to the right side of the quadrant. And that really excited me. And so, hi, honey. My son just got off the bus. Hi, Taji. Hi. And so I got fired up. And what I started to do was teach people that I found a way. I found a way to move over, and I wanted to take people with me. And the best thing about this industry is you can't do it alone. And that's what I realized, that so many people want to serve and they want to give back and they want to become great, but they just don't know how. And so we're given this gift to help other people. And we can't rise to the top of that mountain without everyone coming along with us. There's something that I like to say, that the rising tide raises all ships. And that is what we're given in this industry, is we're able to rise other people in their life. And by doing so, we then get to create the life of our dreams. So fast forward, I went up the ranks of my company. I was able to take some of those dreams off the shelf and dust them off. And happy to say that my children, my son and my 3 girls, they are at the top of my priority list every single day, every single week, every single month, before anything else. And one of my biggest childhood dreams of buying a home here in Hawaii, if you know Hawaii, you know that it's found by the millionaires and the billionaires. And so that's a big dream, and we are sitting in a home that I was able to buy because of this incredible industry. And so I'm really passionate, if you can hear that. And with that being said, I want to turn the time over to a mentor of mine who I'm just getting to know. I was just telling him, I can't believe that we haven't known each other longer, because he speaks my language. He has a beautiful website that I just went on, and he believes in helping people find their purpose so that they can then build their dreams. And through your purpose, you can create the life that you want if you really tap into that. He wrote a book called The Breakthrough Success, which I can't wait to read, Rai. He is a father of 4, 2 boys, 2 beautiful little girls. I love following you on social media and seeing all of their successes. His beautiful fiance, Christy, is such a sweetheart. He's been in the industry now for 18 years, you guys. He is a wealth of knowledge. His grandfather, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was a pioneer in this industry. So I think, Rai, you know more than probably most people that any of us have ever heard from. And you bring so much heart and soul to the table. And that's really why I wanted you to be on our call, because when I saw you for the first time in Salt Lake City, I watched Rai walk up on stage to get this award of Master Pro 10. And if that doesn't mean anything to you guys, that is a huge deal. Like, here is a man accepting a award to Skip Marley, Lion. And I was like, I got to know this guy. He's walking up to a reggae song, and he gave every single person on that stage the biggest hug. And he was so genuine. And I fell in love with you in that moment, because I knew that I was watching someone that achieved greatness in their life. And that is something that I love to be close to. So with that, Rai, I'm going to pass it over and give us all the wisdom and knowledge that you can. Thank you for being here.
Right on. Yeah, thanks, Julie. Holy cow. Like, I'm on the verge of tears. That is an incredible introduction, and my heart's full. I always get really nervous. I don't know why I'm so emotional, but I get really nervous because I do know how genuine this group is, and how heartfelt they are, and how driven they are with regards to wanting to change the world. And that forces a person to want to show up the best way that they possibly can. And so it has been really fun to see all of you guys grow. It's been incredible for us to continue to build our friendships and our relationships. And you guys have become family. And it's important for me to share what I'm really excited about. I'm definitely passionate about network marketing. For those that are on for the first time, that's what this call is. It's okay. Don't worry. Nothing's going to happen to you. Network marketing is something that all of us should become very, very proud of. And if you don't know much about network marketing, my challenge would be that you should know a lot about network marketing, because it is an absolute viable way for you to completely transform your family, your life, and for many, many people around the world that might be speaking your name and your feet have yet to hit their living rooms. That's how powerful this vehicle is. And so I'm honored. Thank you. My grandfather was a pioneer of this industry. He actually started his company back in 1957, before Shackley, before Amway. Some of you have heard those big names. And that company, as of today, is still ranked in the top 100 top MLM companies. It's under the name GNLD, Golden Neil Life Dynamite. And he was a pioneer of the industry, working with the DSA, which is the Direct Sell Association. They worked with the FTC in America, and he is an absolute pioneer and left a legacy that still to this day influences families around the world and for generations. They're on their third generation of distributors, and I'm so proud of really, really proud of what he has accomplished with his life. He passed away at 99, and he gave me the greatest gift. He said, Rai, or he called me my son back then. And he said, my son, I want you to understand one thing. From one acorn, 1,000 forests are born. Meaning you and I have the ability to change thousands of people's lives around the world and give them hope, give them direction, give them a way, or at least exactly what Julie talked about, to get on the right side of the quadrant, of the cash flow quadrant. What was Kiyosaki talking about? Kiyosaki was talking about the asset that you and I are able to what? Own. And when we own the asset, it gives us freedom to be able to choose what we want, when we want, where we want, with who we want. That's what we're all desiring. Would you agree? Whether you're in the industry, whether you're in LifeVantage, whether you're first to the time to this call, isn't freedom the ultimate thing that we all desire? It's not money. Unfortunately, or fortunately, a lot of people say, well, money's evil, money's this, money's that. No, money is the very thing that allows us to enjoy freedom, and freedom is happiness to me. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the details of network marketing. And some of you may not know the foundational pieces. You might not know the back history. You may not know any of those things. And once you do know the history of this industry and what it really truly is, you can then start to become what? Proud of it. You can then start to defend it. You can then start to posture up. You can then start to frame out with people that might not have the knowing that you know. And that's all we are doing, is we're taking the not knowing to the knowing of this industry. So how does it work? How does network marketing work? Well, there's three key things: be a raving fan or a customer, right? Number two, recommend the product, right? Recommend a product that you're super, super excited about. And then also invite people to just take a look. Now, some of you might be saying, right, it cannot be that easy. Well, let me ask you this, okay? Write in the chat, just write in the chat right here. What are some of the things that you're a raving fan of when I say, what brand of car do you drive? Or do you love? What brand of coffee do you drink, right? And you don't even have to think about it. The muscle memory is just boom, there it is. Honda for sure. Why Honda? Because it's reliable. The engines last forever. You can drive it forever. It's a great car. It's fuel efficient, blah, blah, blah. Those are all the benefits of a car, right? What is your favorite clothing store? Okay, if I was to ask Daisy, it's going to be some bougie, something made out of vegetarian ink and so forth and all that. Well, that's what she loves. That's what that drives her decision making. No one's selling her on that. She already knows the benefit of what that is. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite shampoo? Okay, so you are already a raving fan of certain things in your life that you become very emotionally charged about. If I was to say, to Kamile, hey, what's your favorite shampoo? And she'd be like, oh my gosh, you got to try Paul Mitchell. They just came out with this new thing and so forth. And she doesn't even get paid to do that. It's because she's a raving fan. And so any of those things will prove to you that you can do network marketing. Now, another thing is, can you recommend it? Well, once you become a raving fan of it, is it pretty simple to recommend? Is it pretty simple to become a person that all of a sudden now is sharing from their emotion? Well, why are they sharing from emotion? Because they've experienced it. And so when we start to experience the things that we love, we become passionate about it. We become absolutely a person that can recommend that product. And then number three, if I was to ask Sarah, hey, Sarah, I'd really like you to just take a look at something that may be of benefit to you. I'm not sure, but is it worth 45 minutes of your time? When can we do that? Okay, those are the three main things of what we do as network marketers. So what are they? Be a raving fan or a customer, right? Recommend the product, or would you be willing to just take a look, right? So I often ask people, and I'll ask this group, what do you guys sell? Put it in the chat. I want to see, what do you guys sell at LifeVantage, and why are you on this call? Okay, I'm just so curious to see what this is. Okay, we got True Science. We sell freedom, Julie Mai. All right, freedom could be relief. We sell health. Ageless beauty, we sell Axio. Happiness. All right, these are all good, but you're all wrong, believe it or not. Let me tell you what you really sell. You sell 30 to 45 minute time slots with people. Now, what did I just say? We sell 30 to 45 minute time slots, whether that's webinar, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's at your home, whether it's anywhere in a live situation, or so forth. The reason we sell 30 to 45 minute time slots is because it allows me to do what? Share my passion, offer a product or talk about a product, or share with someone from A to Z what LifeVantage is, what network marketing is, and what is the only thing that people buy. It's the only thing that you buy. It's the only thing that I buy. What is it? It's one word and it starts with a big B, right? The word is benefit. People only buy benefits. And what I mean by that is when you share the story of network marketing, the company, LifeVantage, call it what you will, you are able to walk someone through a 30 to 45 minute presentations of things that could benefit their life. And what do people buy? The benefit. So I don't have to sell Sarah. I don't have to sell Katie anything. I'm just sharing a story that I'm passionate about, that I can recommend to someone that I've had an experience on, and literally share with them what? How it could benefit their life. And what do people buy? Benefits. Whether it's a benefit about being a business person and going into business for themselves because they understand they need to own an asset or own their own life. That's a beautiful thing. Or if they just want to be a customer, is that a good thing? Absolutely. And so why network marketing? Now, this is a big, big question, right? The simple answer is lifetime income. You guys get that? Why network marketing? Because it's lifetime income. In network marketing, you and I can build something once, meaning we can build a sales team and get paid on that for life. Think about that, guys. Think about exactly what Julie was talking about, where all of a sudden she said, oh my gosh, I saw something that I got excited about, that I'm passionate about. And I said, yes. And then she started working on her asset, the thing that she owns, where she started to build a sales team and a customer base that consume that every single month. And the second that people do that, what happens? She gets a small percentage of exactly what that consumption is based on. And so the question then becomes, it might take you 4 years, it might take you 5 years, it might take you 20 years. That's how long I've been in this industry. But is that better than what is the current option? Now, the question is what is the current option? What's the contrast with how or most of us are living our life. Well, let me tell you, it's the 40-40-40 plan, right? We've all heard this. We work for 40 hours a week. We work for 40 years of our life to retire on 40% of what wasn't enough to begin with, right? So my question to everyone would be this too: is your house payment residual? Is your car payment residual? Meaning, do you have residual bills? So here we live in a world where we have residual bills, but we're trying to offset residual bills based on grinder money. So why don't we have residual income? No different than why do we have residual bills, right? Your college savings or tuition payment plan every month for the next 10 to 20 years, would you pay on that if you went to college? Yes. Okay. If you signed a lease for 10 years on your car, do you make a payment every single month, whether you drive that car or not? Yes. Okay, what about the house you live in? Just because you don't live there for 1 week or 10 days out of the month, you still have to pay for it? Yes. And so most of us are living in a residual driven bill cycle, but yet we're trying to accomplish and trying to overcome it with grinder type money. And when our grinder type money comes to a halt, do our bills stop residually coming in? And so my challenge to everyone that is looking at network marketing or trying to understand it is that we have to get ourselves into a vehicle that at least gives us an opportunity or a chance to make it to our financial goals that burns really deep down inside our hearts and in our minds. Would you agree? Because every single one of you, if I was great friends with you and we had an honest conversation right now and I said, Jennifer, what is it that drives you? What would be your financial goal? If you could wave a magic wand, what would it be? And I'm not talking about being greedy and saying, I want 500 million and I want this and I want a jet and I want an island. I'm talking about the money that could come in that would radically change your life and your kids' life and their future, from the places you choose to take them, the vacations you get to enjoy as a family, the schools they attend, the different experiences they're able to enjoy. Okay, what would that be? And if you look at it, most of us cannot make it on that grinder type money. Would you agree? Okay, we've all tried it. It's been a nightmare. I was 27 years old working a beef jerky company, and I thought, holy cow, I'm never going to make it. And then all of a sudden at 27, someone in a Dockers, pants and a button-up shirt, who I didn't know at the time was a multi-hundred millionaire through network marketing, telling me that I needed to rechange the programming of my mind, own an asset, own my own life, and get in a vehicle that allows me to become free. Now, success to me is financial vehicle times by effort times by skill set. Now, who's in complete control of effort? You and I. That's a beautiful thing. Now, if we pick the right vehicle, meaning we're now sitting in the Ferrari, the keys are sitting there. We don't have to worry about how the engine works and all that. We just know that we're sitting in a Ferrari as opposed to a 10-speed bicycle or taking the bus. Now, the vehicle is not a reflection of you as a person. It's just a reflection of the vehicle that we chose. Now, if I get in and I turn the car and you have uplines or you have other leaders that have proven that they turned the key, oh my gosh, it started. And they put it in drive, and oh my goodness, they were able to drive down the road. And oh my goodness, they were able to drive down the road at really, really excess speed, meaning your financial goals is where you can achieve them very quickly. But the third and final thing of my success formula is financial vehicle times by effort times skill set. Now, that's the beautiful thing. Who gets to work on the skill set? And there's little things that you and I get to work on, meaning I get to learn how to become a better inviter. I can learn how to present better. I can learn how to listen through objections of people that don't necessarily know what they're saying no to, and guide them through and give them certain information that they finally see the benefit and say, oh my goodness, thank you, Jennifer. This makes total sense. I'm in. I can't wait to start my life. And so this is something that's really, really cool. When you think about network marketing, guys, it's kind of like this. And I remember my mentor, he said, it's kind of like raising rabbits. Every rabbit uses the product. Every rabbit sells the product, right? And every rabbit can raise more rabbits that you sell and raise more rabbits. It's the last piece. that allows the family or the rabbit of families to grow what? Geometrically. And when you think about network marketing, that is a geometrically driven vehicle that when you give time and you let it compound over and over, month after month, week after week, okay, you don't get to 5,000 people in your network, you know, the next day or just when you sign up, but you do get to 5,000 people when you show up, you put in effort, you work on your skill set, and you ask people what are the three main things? Okay, invite people to just take a look, talk to people about the product, and be a raving fan or a customer. Now, let's talk about the 10 reasons why I chose network marketing. And these will make sense, right? You can build it part-time anytime, right? You choose when, you choose how. You can't build it haphazardly though, but you can dedicate, even if it's 30 minutes, guys, 30 minutes a day, a specific set aside time. If you build that, you can build a team and you can make it work. But you can't just be a feather in the wind and say, I'm going to try this little MLM thing or network marketing thing and hope that it works. You'd be better off saying, I got 30 minutes. That's all I've got for the week, and start there. And I promise you that 30 minutes will turn into 45 minutes, turn into an hour, turn into 4 hours. And then all of a sudden you have a massive team that starts to generate income, passive income, residual income to offset the residual bills that come into our lives day in and day out. Number two, you can build it from anywhere, any city, any virtual office, any phone, any tablet, any laptop. The only limitation or upside is the bandwidth. And I'm not talking about the bandwidth in the building or what you have in your home. It's your own bandwidth. It's your own ability to create enough bandwidth long enough to where you now can see that your asset is growing. Number three, you can launch it with $500 to $1,000. Now, there's not one other thing on this planet that gives you the freedom that network marketing can and does with so many people with a $500 or $1,000 investment. If you know of something like that, please call me. I'd love to be interested. I'd love to look at it, dissect it, because if that's true, I would be a part of it. Number four, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So you see, there's millionaires that have proven that what you're about to do or what you're trying to accomplish can be done. Marcus Aurelius said it best. He says, if whatever is humanly achieved in this earth, consider it within your grasp. Meaning, whatever anyone has ever humanly accomplished, I have the ability to put in effort in the skill set and can probably more than likely accomplish it. It's right within my grasp. So we have Master Pro 10s in this company, which means what? Every single person that can hear my voice has the ability within their grasp to achieve a Master Pro 10 position. Number five, you are mentored by millionaires. We just talked about it. Number six, the tax code in most countries always favors those that are willing to what? Be self-employed and own an asset and own their own business. Number seven, you can learn as you earn. Most of the time that is not true, right? We can absolutely do this business as we're learning. It's called on-the-job training, right? And that's what I love about it. I wasn't always like this. I didn't know this industry. I was brand new, just like some of you at your time right now. The only difference between you and I is the time that I put into this craft. And that's the only difference, is just the time. I've got 20-year head start on some of you, maybe some 15, some 12. But just keep working at what? The skill set of the formula. Number eight, the income can keep pace with the inflation. Now that should hit home to a lot of you. Why? Because inflation has never been at an all-time high and it continues to increase. Well, we get to ride that same wave. Why? Because our products are in the same boat. All of that inflation is what we get to absorb in our company that we don't have to worry about, and we keep trucking along. Number nine, you can create the wealth building trifecta, meaning earn the extra income, passive income, residual income, that all of a sudden now is transitioned into what? Real estate or stocks that allows you to invest in the other wealth building things that allow us to become free. And number 10, one of my favorites, is that we get to travel the world. Now, let's talk about a few myths. And I'm sure some of you, and I know I'm getting pressed on time. I can see Julie going, okay, it's 4:30 and this guy is just getting started. I am. I could sit here and talk for 10 hours and not even take a breath, right? So here we go. Word on the street is that, and you have to understand this, guys, 95% of the people that hit the age 65 are dead broke. So what should that tell you? That every single person that looks at LifeVantage that you introduce it to, 95% of them are not going to see it the same way you see it. So don't get all emotionally charged with who said yes and who said no. I love what Jim Rohn said. He says, you're looking for the looker, right? That's exactly what we're doing. We're a raving fan. We're suggesting our product and we're saying, hey, do you have a couple minutes to take a look and see if there's a benefit, right? Now, myth number one, it's not legal. That is such nonsense. It actually is. Do you guys realize that in the US, in the world of over 100 countries, network marketing has been legally used for product distribution for over 70 years now? And the government looks at it and they say, as long as the main objective in the business is selling viable products or services at a market-driven price. If you look at ProTandem, if you look at our 21 different products in 6 different categories, are those products that are being sold at a market-driven price that have a value there and that it's changing people's lives? The answer is yes, 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 yes. Number 2, potential incomes aren't promised. We don't promise anything on potential incomes. What we do promise is that our compensation plan will pay you based on the effort that you put in and the skill set that you start to hone in and sharpen. And then you give time, and you let geometric compression start to happen and trust that that will happen. It will. But what you cannot do is start and stop, quit today, start tomorrow, quit next week because someone offended you. Because if you buy people's opinions, you get to buy their lifestyle. Think about that one. If you buy Uncle Fred's opinion that's dead broke, that has no ambition in life and says, oh my goodness, Kamile, you're doing one of those things, you're doing an MLM thing, you're doing network marketing. Oh my goodness, how bad does it have to get for your life? And if you buy that, if you believe that Uncle Fred, you get to buy the same lifestyle that he lives day in and day out. And so you get to choose, you get to be responsible for that, right? Now, myth number 2 is, does it work? Well, let me ask you this. If it means the distributor, then the myth is often true. And the reason I say that is because most of the time you have to ask yourself, and I'm going to ask you this question: 1 in 1,000 are going to make it in network marketing. And it's not because of the industry. Now, Julie might be looking at me, Sarah might be looking at, Katie might be looking at, Jennifer might be looking at me, Sky's looking at me like, wait, did he just say that? Like 1 in 1,000 are going to make this? Like these people are going to run like crazy? No, because everything I'm talking to you about will absolutely perform. The question is you get to look in the mirror and say, am I the 1 in 1,000? Because guys, if I take real estate, if I take investments, if I take concrete, if I take a new business, 1 in 1,000 make it. So it's not, does real estate work? Absolutely it works. For those that work, for those that put in effort, for those that put in skill set. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, am I the one? And if you are hesitant about that, that's okay. Be honest with yourself and say, how do I increase my belief every single day so that the feeling changes? And if the feeling changes, then my activity towards what I'm doing in network marketing changes. And all of a sudden the right result shows up, meaning customers and distributors, and my asset starts to grow, which means the results are working, which should give you more feeling and more belief, which drives activity, which now does what? Increases your lifestyle. And I know every single one of you are the 1 in 1,000, but do you know that? I believe it more so than anyone because I know what it's done for me in my life. I know what lifestyle that I live every single day, right? And so does it work? Absolutely. Now, let me ask you again, myth number 3, does it work again? Well, if what you mean by that is, does the network marketing model work? Absolutely. It absolutely works, guys. And let me be honest, almost $200 billion worth of goods and services are sold every single year in our industry. There are more than 116 million sales reps who participate at some level in this network marketing concept. Let me give you a little description of companies that have made it over 10 years and some of the earnings that they're making. What about Shackley? How many people have heard of the word Shackley? Right? That's a 63-year-old company that does over $700 million. Now remember, 45+% on across the board in our industry is paid back to distributors like myself, or paid back to the person that is listening to the voice that chooses into this industry. 45% gets paid back to us. So when I say $700 million, that's almost $320 million being paid back by one company. Okay, what about Amway? 60 years, $8.4 billion. Niken, 45 years, 100 million. Arbonne, 39 years, 672 million. Nu Skin, 35 years, 2.4 billion. Melaleuca, 33 years, 2.5 billion. Imagine those incomes that are coming in from those distributors, those 1 in 1,000 that said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to increase my effort. I'm going to increase my skill set. I'm going to learn this craft. I'm going to give it time. And by all means, magic happens. USANA, 27 years, 1.06 billion. LifeVantage, 17 years. Now, some of you might say, whoa, it's not 17, we're 12. 17 as far as 2003, when we were in a what's the word? I don't even know what it is. When we were a consumable product, when we were being sold through GNC and retail and so forth, right? Okay, what about World Ventures? 14 years, 335 million. doTERRA, 13-year company, $1.8 billion. Rodan and Fields, 11 years, 230 million. Modere, 5 years, 530 million. So does it work? Absolutely. Guys, do you realize that network marketing companies, the industry in and of itself, sells more than the global music industry, more than the sports market, and more than the box office sales for all of that combined? Did you also realize that our industry sells more than the #1 soft drink producer, the #1 fast food chain, and the #1 coffee house? Did you guys realize that? That is tremendous amounts of volume. And people say, well, does it really work, Rye Fry? Oh my gosh, I want to just go psh. Like, yes, of course it works. This is a viable industry that's been around for 100 years, but we have to understand that it's coming out of the fringe and now becoming mainstream, which gives us a tremendous benefit, right? Okay, what about getting in on the ground level? Well, I missed it. I didn't get in on the ground level floor. Well, let me tell you, we've been around for 12 years. I've been here for 4 years, and I make, a decent amount, more so than a lot of people that have been here for 12 years. So it's just ignorance when it comes to stuff like that. But if you can develop relevant and valuable products, if you can have a specific platform, if you can have A-player corporate people that are team members and helping you on that side, and you grow your business consistently and ethically, you can absolutely get paid every single month and get paid on time, right? So that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Number 5, the myth, the way network marketing works is the big guy always makes the money. Well, that's not necessarily true. So if Kamaile is one of my new recruits and I have a business that's $1 million, well, Kamaile will say, well, you get all the money up top. Well, what if Kamaile goes out and builds a $10 million business for herself with her group? Do I actually get to benefit in that? Yes, I do. But does it matter? No, it doesn't, because she's making $10 million it's generating through her organization that she gets paid on the 15th of every month, on the Friday of every week. And sometimes, depending on which portion of the compensation plan, you get paid daily. Now, is she going to call me and say, this isn't fair, Rye Fry, you sit above me and you make more money than I do? No, not necessarily, because the way that Kamaile builds her business and how she's structured, she could 10 times the amount of money that I make. And that is a beautiful thing. That is why network marketing is becoming really, really mainstream, right? And if that was true, I'm going to challenge you with this. And some of you might not believe in, Jesus the way that some people do, or call it the universe, or call it what you will, but think about just the Christianity side of things. If Jesus, who started 2,000 years ago, and he started with 12 people, and they've done one-on-one meetings, they've sat on rocks, they've sat in the lakes, they've gone around the world, and they've told people about what this story is, for 2,000 years, okay? Is it saturated? Nope. Does everyone know about Jesus? Nope. So it's really interesting to me that yet in the world, most of us do not subscribe to Jesus's program, even though it's been around for 2,000 years. Would you agree with that? Okay, it's no different than your network marketing business. You start with X amount of people, you do one-on-ones, you do your phone calls, you just keep doing the geometric things that you need to do, and not everyone's going to come. All right, I'm going to finish up here real quick. Julie, give me 5 more seconds. All right. Okay, does everyone know who Warren Buffett is? Okay, an amazing man. He's an incredible business-minded person, one of the richest men in the world. And I remember an interview that I saw with Bill Gates. He says, Warren, why don't people invest in your investment strategy? You know what he said? Thought it was brilliant. This is why I love Warren Buffett. He said, because people will become wealthy too slow. And think about that. Everyone in the world today, we live on a microwave-driven mindset. We want it now. Flip, 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 flip. I want it hot. I want it right on my plate. Game on. Fast food restaurants, right? Everything right now, right now, right now, right now. If I sign up today on LifeVantage, I want my $1 million check because I signed. That's what should happen, right? No. So this microwave mindset is what is stopping us from ultimately what we ultimately want deep down inside, and that's freedom, right? This is what he had to say about network marketing. Dollar for dollar, the best investment Berkshire Hathaway has ever made, billion-dollar investor, owner of 3 direct selling network marketing companies. Okay, what did Tony Robbins, and Julie, I'm so thankful that I got to replace, Tony Robbins today. I hope I'm doing somewhat of a decent job, but this is what he said. He says, what's beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being a business owner without all the headaches and without all the same level of risk. And so I think network marketing is absolutely amazing. What did Richard Branson say? Founder of Virgin Group, business magnate, investor, philanthropist, you name it. What did he say? I'm a tremendous believer in network marketing. Jim Rohn, network marketing is really the greatest source of grassroots capitalism because it teaches people how to take a small bit of capital, that is our time, and build the American dream. That is awesome, right? Entrepreneur, author, motivational speaker. What did Bob Proctor say? The foremost personal achievement philosopher. He says, what you sow, you reap. It's the law of nature. Network marketing is perfectly aligned with that. You truly get exactly what you are worth. No nepotism, no favoritism. That's rare today. Okay, what about Brian Tracy? The future of network marketing is unlimited. Darren Hardy, the future of employment is self-employment, right? Robert Kiyosaki, direct selling gives people the option with very low risk and very low financial commitment to build their own income, generating assets, acquiring great wealth. Stephen Covey, network marketing has come of age, thank goodness. David Bach, you do not need to create a business plan or create a product. You only need to find a reputable company, one that you trust, that offers products or services you believe in and can get passionate about. Tom Peters, the first and truly revolutionary shift in marketing since the advent of modern marketing at P&G and the Harvard Business School 50 to 75 years ago. Think of that. And I love what Jim Collins says how the best organizations of the future might run in the spirit of partnership and freedom, not ownership and control. That is exactly what network marketing is. And David Ramsey, one of the New York selling best times author, radio host, we've all heard of him, multi-level marketing, network marketing, and direct sales are the names used by those in the type of company to describe how their business models work. Their detractors call what they do one of those pyramid schemes with a snarl. These companies aren't pyramid schemes. They are a legitimate method for some people to make some side money and sometimes to literally build their own future and create massive wealth. So guys, am I passionate about network marketing? Am I passionate about LifeVantage? LifeVantage has all of the boxes checked, whether you look at our product, whether you look at our company, you look at our timing, you look at the leverage that it gives people, and then you look at how our compensation plan pays out. This would be something that you absolutely 1000% need to be totally immersed in. Whether you want to understand it better, great. You know what I love about the LGBTQTB? I think I said that right, okay? Think about what that movement has done. And if we can't see that as lessons to be learned, because I saw it over and over and over for the last 20 years, people just like you and I that are terrified to come out of the closet and share their voice about who they are and what they're passionate about and why they're passionate about whatever it is that they're passionate about. Look at that movement that finally took a stand and said, I am proud to be this person, and it doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. I'm proud. And what it did is it forced every single person that was being subjected and held down to what? Not share their voice. And I'm telling you, I'm screaming at the tops of my lungs for people to get really passionate about network marketing and be freaking proud of this industry and the company that they represent, whatever company that is. I love LifeVantage. That's my home. That's the company that I've chosen. And there's various reasons for that. The people that put you on this phone call can walk you through. But what I'm most proud of is the fact that people are coming out of the closet and they're starting to stake their claim and they're planting their flag and they're saying, absolutely, I'm proud to be a network marketer. And please tell me your experience with what you've experienced with network marketing. And then let's take a journey together without judgment, without anything like that. Because like I told you before, if you buy people's opinions, you buy their life. So go change the world, keep changing the world. I love this industry. I love this group. Why? Because I appreciate, I praise, and I respect you because you said yes to your own life. You said yes to your own dreams. And even though you might not know what you're doing, that's okay. You said yes to your life and your dreams, and they're finally at the forefront of your brain and in your heart. So congratulations, and I'll see you in the trenches of the world. I'll turn it back over to you, Julie.
Woo! I need to take a breath. So awesome, Rye. Wow, you really brought it. It's fun. Jam just texted me. You bet your match. I like to when I go off, I like to just go all in too. And it's so true. Thank you for all of that. And it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. There's something about this industry before I wrap it up. There's something that we do in this industry besides all of the statistics and all of the things that you can accomplish as a human being. The biggest thing that we do, Ryan, I know that you will agree with me, is we transform people's lives. And when you taste that taste of significance, that you are making a difference in someone's life because of something that you said or something that you did, and you see a mom be able to have more time with her kids, there's nothing like it, whatever that means to you, because at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, we're not going to wish that we had more money in the bank. That's not what we're going to wish for, but what we are going to wish that maybe we had more time to build memories with the people that we love the most. We're going to wish that we had one more day with our mom that maybe passed away too soon, one more day or a little bit more years with our kids that grew up way too fast. Hold on, honey. I love that I get to work at home with my kids. I absolutely love it. There's nothing better in the world than being able to do what we want to do with the time, because time, like Rye said, is our number one asset. It's the one thing that once it's gone, we can't get it back, and you can't buy it, but you can create it with the industry of network marketing. So thank you so much for being here. Jam, do you want to add anything? I know Jam was going to pop on at the end, but I think we're golden and we are so good. We went over. Thank you for listening. Mwah. Rye, you are thebomb.com. Love you all so much. Thanks for showing up and being here and saying yes to your dreams. Let's go get them, you guys. I love you so much. Bye.